Hello, welcome to Irish Football Fan TV. This is a new show I'm going to bring to you where I'll be live streaming and taking maybe some comments while I'm going through some stuff. Basically, this week in Irish football, and I suppose we'll start. I know it's England, but Lee Carsley obviously appointed England under-21 manager this week, having previously, brought himself to the FAI, offering his services, but was pretty much overlooked and ignored. So another one where our loss is there again. Lee Carsley, a very highly regarded coach, has gone and joined. Well, he was already with the England under-21s as a coach, but now he's actually the manager with Ashley Cole. So there's that one. Andrew Moran, Lee Kavanagh, and Matt Everett have all signed pro contracts with Brighton this week as well, which is good news for the Irish lads. And James Furlong as well has been getting minutes with the first team as well in pre-season. So he obviously played with Shamrock Rovers and actually at 16 played against Dundalk in that game as well. But seems to be a really good player. I don't know. I don't think he's signed a pro contract just yet, or maybe he'd signed it before. But definitely Andrew Moran, Lee Kavanagh, and Matt Everett have, and obviously Evan Ferguson is there as well, and he seems to be doing well. And there's talk of him getting a pro deal as well soon. Again, he's only been over there a little short while as well, but look, he seems to be doing well as well. So it's great to see all these young lads doing well at Brighton. You've obviously Gary Dicker there, who's gone in as a development coach as well as a player for the under-23s, similar to Paul McShane, has just gone into a similar role with Manchester United as well. So Gary Dicker will be there looking after a lot of the Irish players as well coming through. So that's obviously going to help. And I think they've an academy manager there who's Irish too. So it's great to see the Irish lads getting a chance with Brighton and a Premier League club. Well, they're a Premier League club at the moment. Who's to say what happened to them this season? But we'll wait and see. Barry Coffey has joined Cork City on loan from Celtic. He's a Cork man himself, so he'll be probably just looking to get first team football. And it's a big statement signing for Cork in terms of, they really haven't been doing well this season, and they'll really be looking to push on and finish strong and maybe try and get themselves into the playoff spots with players like him. Aaron Bolger was actually signed as well from Longford as well. He was a really good regarded player at Shamrock Rovers, went on loan to Cardiff, came back to Longford, then didn't really hit the ground running with Longford, but he'd be looking to hit the ground running with Cork. And Barry Coffey and I think Bolger have spoken highly about Colin Healy as well. So I think that's the reason. A former Cork man as well, Darragh O'Connor, has joined Ayr United as well from Cliftonville. So he's obviously looking for a new challenge and to try and better himself. I'm not sure how good Ayr United are, in fairness, but look, we can wait and see how he gets on there, and hopefully he can kick on. He's a great lad. He's a nice guy. I know him myself, so I hope he can do well and kick on now in his career. And then Seamus Coleman has signed a new 1-year extension at Everton Football Club, which obviously you all know I'm an Everton fan, so I was delighted to hear that he signed the contract. It was kind of a case of will he, won't he, but he has signed that, and it was great because Marcel Brands done a presentation in front of the whole squad for Coleman and made a big deal about him signing. I think he's been there since 2009. Signed for £60,000 at the time from Sligo Rovers. But what a servant he's been, and it seems like every single person in the club absolutely loves Seamus Coleman, and everybody speaks so highly about him. From the new players who come in, he's the first person that contacts them all, and it just, from the coaching staff to everybody in the club, just seems to love Seamus Coleman. What a role model and what an ambassador for, I suppose, for Irish footballers and anyone who aspires to be a footballer. Can look at someone like Seamus Coleman, who is a great role model for any kid out there. But it's great to see him get a contract extension. Now it's up to him now to really keep up the level of performance that he did last season, because Everton are still looking for a new right back as well, just to push Coleman, and obviously he's getting on in age as well. But it's great to see him rewarded for his good form in the last year, so that's great to see. Then Troy Parrott has joined MK Dons on loan from Spurs. This is another one, like Barry Coffey, these lads need to kind of kick on a little bit. He's still quite young. Troy, he got his first two international goals. In the last qualifier, or not the last friendly. And against Andorra. which was needed. We wanted to see Troy get off the score sheet and maybe get that bit of confidence. He come off the back of a season of not many goals, but he was still doing well for Ipswich. A lot of Ipswich fans came out and said he was doing well for the club despite not scoring. But he was getting minutes and playing senior football, which I suppose will benefit him in the longer run. But those 2 goals must have given him confidence playing for Ireland, and dragging us out of the hole that we were in at that stage. So great to see him get the loan deal. Hopefully now he can kick on, score goals, and then who knows, maybe in September then he'll be in the squad and maybe help make a difference. I know League One isn't the ideal league we want him going into, but it's still first team football. You'd like to hope, and we've seen how much it's benefited Warren O'Hara at MK Dons, and he's gone on to be a real big player for MK Dons. So look, it can only bode well. He'll be able to settle in with him, and I'm sure Warren will help him out. Warren's a great lad and would know a lot of Troy's mates as well in the Ireland squad, the Malumbys and Aaron Connolly's and so on, Dan Andreas and so on. So I'm sure that they would have been texting it, and he's going to help him settle in. Then Jamie McGrath, transfer news, he's been linked with a move to Watford, so it'll be interesting to see if Watford go for him. They're looking at I can't remember his name, Lewis Ferguson I think it is, at Aberdeen. They're looking at him as a player, and if they can't get him for I think they're looking to pay 2 million, and Aberdeen have rejected it, so I think they're looking at a cheaper option in Jamie McGrath at St Mirren. But Wigan have rejected a 300,000 bid from Wigan before that, so I think if they are going to play, they're going to have to pay near enough £1 million for Jamie McGrath, but it means he'll get into the Premier League, and that would be great. I think that would be great for his international career as well if he can get into Watford and then start playing first team football in the Premier League. Then who's to say he can't get into that Republic of Ireland team and do well. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually happens, or if he does leave St Mirren. But I would like to see him maybe step up another level just to see how he do, but I think it would have to be the right club. And then in other transfer news, Areola has joined West Ham. The goalkeeper was obviously on loan at Fulham last season. He's joined from PSG to West Ham, which begs the question, what's going to happen with Darren Randolph? Will he go away from West Ham, because he'll probably be third choice because Fabianski's obviously number 1, then you've got Areola, so I think they'll be competing for the top 2 spots in the West Ham goalkeeping position. And I think this is actually a good thing for Darren Randolph, that if he can get a move away and get first team football, and we have him sharp for having him at least in the squad, because his experience is invaluable at international level. And again, I always say it, he's never really let us down, and he's saved us more often than not. So I would like to see Darren get a move to a club where he can be first choice and just playing regularly. Like that time when he was at Middlesbrough, he was outstanding for 2 seasons at Middlesbrough and really got the best of his form there. So I'd like to see that happen. And then just lastly, it's great to see Bohs last night progress in the Europa Conference League after their 3-0 win over Dundalk at the Aviva Stadium. And it's just great to see League of Ireland teams playing in the Aviva Stadium, showcasing it out there, getting it out there more to more eyes basically, and doing well in Europe. And obviously the fans are delighted. It'd be great to see more fans in the Aviva, in terms of capacity to let the fans in, and it would help the team as well. But they're playing unbelievable football at the moment, and they're doing really well. They won that leg 4-0 on aggregate. So it's great to see. Georgia Kelly is absolutely flying for them as well. So it's great to see from their perspective, from an Irish football perspective, maybe not so much as a Shells fan, but when I see League of Ireland teams in Europe doing well, that's what I want to see. I think that's what we all want to see, by that tribal rivalry we all have within our own clubs. But as a whole, it was great to see. And Bohs and Keith Long, you have to say what a great job he's doing with Bohemians year in, year out, losing players, bringing through players, and that amalgamation with the St. Kevin's Academy as well just seems to be a great thing for them, and they're producing players more and more as time goes on. So that was great to see. And then Dundalk, of course, they won with a late goal from Will Patching, a 2-1 win against Levadia away from home in the 98th minute. Patrick McElhenney with a lovely through ball for Will Patching, and then he obviously got the late goal, which was great for Irish football. And between the two of them now, Bohs will face PA I don't know if you say PAOK or PAOK, the Greek team, a pretty big Greek team as well. I think someone was saying that Shinji Kagawa plays for them now. But they'll be playing them, and then Dundalk will be playing Vitesse Arnhem as well from the Eredivisie. So it's great to see the Irish clubs getting ties against teams that you might want to see more so, like a Dudelange or Levadia you might not have heard of, but now they're getting to that round, and it'll be a great test to see how they can do. But it's great to see them in these better stadiums and fans being able to get in and see them, and hopefully we'll be looking at more fans in September. That's another thing that was, I suppose, said this week, is that Jonathan Hill's looking at getting 25,000 in the Aviva for our September games, the home games. So it's good to see that we're starting to see a bit of a shift in momentum. Obviously with vaccines and stuff like that, that's obviously going to allow people in and whatnot, but I'm not going to get into the whole politics of that. But that's been basically it in terms of this week in Irish football. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like this segment of the show? Would you like me to continue doing this every week? And get your comments in, and don't forget to like the video.